Today we shall delve into what could potentially be the most cost-effective hosting option currently available in the market, which is UltaHost. You might not have heard extensively about it because we have market giants such as SiteGround, Bluehost, HostGator, DreamHost, and several others that are considerably large, and many of these are advertised as the most affordable. We observe that UltaHost doesn't have as much promotional exposure but provides a very competitive price based on what we can discern here. It's insufficient to merely verify here. They actually have their own web page where within the blog they compare UltaHost with various hosting services and what they provide. Just because it's more affordable doesn't necessarily mean it has to be inferior to the others, so you can even verify this. Let's proceed directly to the segment regarding hosting, specifically concentrating on WordPress hosting, which is what the majority of individuals typically choose. Let's explore the plans available here to ascertain the annual expense, for instance, and compare it with some other hosting services. For example, one of the comparisons was with HostGator, so let's navigate to HostGator, also to the hosting section, and to ensure everything is more, let's say, equitable, let's go to the web section, the same section, and here it also offers a plan. In this instance, this is in dollars. Apologies, it was initially in Colombian pesos, but now we have switched it to dollars to facilitate a fair comparison here. And here we already have the prices available for comparison. So remember that the longer the duration, the more economical the price will be. So if you're going to sign up for 3 years of hosting, you simply purchase it here. And if you're going to sign up monthly, it will be at these prices. So as you can observe, you can switch between annual, 2 years, 3 years, and that can alter the price for you. Now let's revisit HostGator, where the monthly charge is $4.50, but remember there's an asterisk indicating they want us to perceive that's the genuine price, but you must enroll on a monthly basis. So for this we can navigate to where it states compare all plans, and we'll observe this, but let's compare a plan and determine what the final cost would be. So let's examine Alta WordPress, which is the most economical at $3.50 monthly, which is indeed quite inexpensive, and here we can observe we can host one website. This would compare to this one here, although here we can actually host 10 websites, but remember we would be paying monthly. You'll see why we'll make this slight differentiation and how the price would conclude. So here it states 30 GB of storage, whereas here we would have 10. So in this scenario UltaHost would prevail, and here we could have 10,000 monthly visits, while here it doesn't specify, it states unlimited bandwidth, although really the 10,000 visits is quite theoretical. They typically include it to provide you an indicator of what you might anticipate with this hosting, but you can easily surpass that, not by substantial amounts but slightly, and you won't be impacted. Then free WordPress Manager, an email account accompanies this, WordPress Acceleration WPS, and 2 databases. So if we proceed to HostGator and click here to compare, now we'll observe something quite significant. Well, here it informs us we can select a domain. So let's choose a domain. I don't know, let's attempt UTA to see if it functions. Well, UltaHost, I overlooked that. Let's search for a domain to see if it appears, and then we'll proceed to checkout. Here it appears. Look, remember it indicated that the plan would cost us $370, I believe it was, but monthly, well, this is for 3 years. Now we would have to modify it to monthly, and as you can observe, this alters entirely. Let's actually remove the domain so it's not considered, so they don't charge us for it, and we'll notice here that it actually charges us $12.95, as we could compare here, although I think it was even cheaper here. Oh yes, it was $1 less, which is $11.95, because surely many individuals enter the platforms and say, well, here it changed to euros, but essentially it ends up being the same. Many say, I went to HostGator and it showed $370, but they don't realize it's for a longer term until they switch to monthly. You might think, that doesn't matter to me because I want to sign up for several years anyway. But I don't recommend that if you're just trying out a hosting service. It's consistently advantageous for hosting services to offer competitive rates on a monthly basis. Why do I assert this? Because if, for instance, you decide to enroll annually, you'll inevitably face a significantly higher cost, and perhaps that's not the worst aspect because you can pay and that's acceptable. However, the concern arises if you try it for a month and discover it to be utterly unsatisfactory, dreadful, you dislike it, the hosting is exceedingly sluggish, you find the tools unappealing, you comprehend nothing, and the support is unhelpful. Thus, evidently, having an annual subscription complicates obtaining a refund. Conversely, with a monthly plan, we don't necessarily anticipate a refund, but we pay a minimal amount, and after paying a small sum, we could transition to a considerably superior plan. In this manner, if we observe that after a month it performed exceptionally well, then we conserve a few dollars because evidently, if we initially subscribe to this Ulta WordPress plan but not for a single year, rather for 3 years, well, not monthly, pardon me, but for 3 years, then this cost diminishes by $1 per month. This implies we would be conserving approximately $36 if I'm not mistaken, so for each month it would be $1. Thus, in this scenario, being 36 months, it would directly translate to $36 conserved. So, indeed, the reality is that this is an exceptionally affordable hosting service. It's a hosting solution offered at a low-cost price point, and I encourage you to give it a try for just a single month to observe how it performs for you. Bear in mind that there is not only hosting available for WordPress, but also shared hosting options, and there are VPS services which are purportedly equipped with very good support, and that's what they primarily concentrate on the most. In fact, on social media, you can see content about this everywhere, but in this case, I wanted to talk specifically about hosting. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you've already tried UltaHost and how it went for you so I can read them. See you next time. Bye bye.